Have you ever bought a very fresh bunch of cilantro, and when you brought it home the leaves were still green and the fragrance was very pleasant, but just a few days later when you opened the refrigerator, the cilantro had already become soft, darkened, developed a smell, and had to be thrown away? It is truly such a pity, because sometimes it is not that the cilantro was not fresh, but that we did not store it the right way from the beginning. Hello everyone, I'm Mary. Today I will share with you a few very simple ways to store cilantro longer. There are many ways to keep cilantro fresh longer, even to use for several months. If your home also often buys cilantro but does not use it all right away, then try this together with Mary. These methods do not need fancy tools, but if done correctly, they will help us waste much less. Before storing it, the first thing is that we have to prepare the cilantro correctly. When you bring cilantro home, do not rush to put the whole bunch straight into the refrigerator. Open the bunch first, because inside there are often yellow leaves, bruised leaves, parts of the stems that are waterlogged, or dirt still clinging near the roots. We remove any yellow leaves, darkened leaves, and soft leaves. Any stems that are still green and still fragrant, we keep, because the tender stems of cilantro are also very fragrant, and they are very good for cooking soup, making broth, or adding to stock. Which beautiful country are you watching this video from? Please leave a comment and let Mary know. Mary really enjoys reading everyone's comments, because every place has a very interesting way of storing herbs. After sorting, we wash the cilantro very gently. Cilantro has thin, soft leaves, so do not rub it hard. You only need to put the cilantro into a bowl of clean water and gently shake it a few times so the dirt and sand fall away. If the water is still dirty, replace the water and wash it one more time. When the cilantro is clean, the most important step is drying it. Spread the cilantro on a clean towel or paper towel and gently pat it dry. Do not squeeze hard because the herb bruises very easily. Then leave it on the towel for a little while longer so some of the moisture can evaporate. Mary wants to remind you carefully about this part, because the drier the cilantro is, the easier it is to store. If the cilantro is still wet when put into a bag, container, or freezer, it can very easily become slimy, darkened, and develop a smell. Many times we think the storage method is not effective, but actually it is because the herb was not dry enough before being stored. Method 1. This method is very suitable if you want to keep cilantro fresh to use over the next few days. After the cilantro is clean and thoroughly dry, spread a sheet of paper towel or kitchen paper on the table. Place the cilantro on top, arranging it gently in the same direction, without wrapping it too tightly. Then fold the paper towel around the bunch. The paper towel will help absorb extra moisture, while the outer bag will help keep the cilantro from drying out because of the cold air in the refrigerator. Now put the wrapped bunch into a zip bag or a clean bag. When closing the bag, do not press all the air out and do not tie it too tightly. Just let the bag stay slightly airy. Then place the bag of cilantro in the refrigerator, preferably in the vegetable drawer. When you need to use it, take out a little and then wrap it back the same way. If after a few days the paper towel inside feels too damp, replace it with a new sheet. This small thing helps the cilantro become less waterlogged and keep its fragrance longer. This method is very convenient for dishes that need fresh cilantro, such as sprinkling over broth, soup, salad, fish, chicken, or dishes that need a beautiful green color. Please notice this, just by not stuffing cilantro tightly into a damp bag, the bunch already stays very different. Method 2. Many people often cut off the roots right away when using cilantro. But actually if the roots are still fresh, still healthy, and there is still a section of stem above them, we can try regrowing it. This method does not always produce a large bunch like growing from seed, but sometimes the roots can still grow new tender leaves. It is fun, economical, and also helps us make use of the part that is usually thrown away. First, choose cilantro plants that still have healthy roots, roots that are not rotten and not crushed. Cut off the upper stems to use for cooking, but leave a few centimeters at the base. The simplest way is to place the roots into a small cup with a little water. Let only the roots touch the water, do not soak the whole base too deeply. Put the cup in a lightly bright, airy place, away from harsh sunlight. Change the water once every day or every other day so the water does not become cloudy or smelly. Mary honestly wants to tell you that this method is not always successful, because cilantro sold in the market is sometimes already cut, transported for a long time, or the roots are no longer strong enough. But if you have a bunch of cilantro with beautiful roots, try it once. The feeling of seeing a few tender leaves grow again in the kitchen is truly very lovely. Method 3. This method is very convenient if you buy a lot of cilantro and are afraid you cannot use it in time. After the cilantro has been washed clean and dried very well, place it on a cutting board and chop it. There is no need to chop it too finely, just enough to suit the way your family cooks. The tender stems can also be chopped together, because this part is fragrant and goes very well with hot dishes. Before putting it into a container, you should check once again. If the herb is still damp, gently pat it again with paper towel. The drier the herb is, the less it will stick together into one large block when frozen. Now prepare a clean, dry container with a tight lid. Put the chopped cilantro into the container, but do not press it down tightly. If using a zip bag, that is also very convenient. Just put the herb into the bag, spread it out thinly, then place it in the freezer. When cooking broth, soup, stock, stews, sauces, or hot dishes, you only need to take a little frozen cilantro and put it straight into the pot. There is no need to thaw it outside for too long, because the herb will become soft and watery. Mary wants to explain this clearly so that everyone will not be disappointed. After freezing, cilantro will no longer be as beautiful as fresh cilantro for sprinkling on top of dishes. The leaves will be softer, and the color may become a little darker. But for cooking hot dishes and getting that fragrance, it is very convenient. On days when there is no fresh herb left in the house, you only need to open the freezer and take out a little, and right away your pot of soup will have that nice fragrance. Method 4. Have you ever used cilantro powder before? You can use it for soup, sauces, marinating meat, potatoes, eggs, roasted dishes, or dishes that need a quick touch of fragrance. To make dried cilantro, the cilantro must be washed clean and dried very thoroughly. Then you pick out the leaves. Have you subscribed to Mary Home yet? If not, you can press subscribe so you can keep making more little kitchen tips with Mary. You can keep the stems separately to use for broth first. They are very fragrant, and if there are a lot of them, store them in the refrigerator for a few days. If your home has an air fryer, you can spread the cilantro into a thin layer in the tray. Do not put it too thickly, because the herb will dry unevenly. Dry it at the lowest temperature setting of your air fryer. While drying, open it from time to time to check and gently stir so the herb dries more evenly. You will need to dry it in a few short rounds like that, and your cilantro will become as dry as you want. When the leaves are crisp dry and crumble when gently crushed, that means the herb is ready. When the cilantro is dry, let it cool completely before putting it into a clean, dry glass jar. You can keep the dried leaves whole, or gently crush them into small flakes depending on how you want to use them. You can also grind them more finely to make a smoother powder, depending on your preference. Close the lid tightly and keep the jar of dried cilantro in a dry, cool place, away from direct sunlight. A small jar of dried cilantro in the kitchen will be very useful, especially on days when you have not had time to go to the market but still want your dish to have a little extra fragrance. Among these 4 methods, which one do you like the most? Or does your family have another better way to store cilantro? Please share it in the comments so Mary and everyone can learn more together. If this video is helpful, please press like, subscribe to Mary Home, and share it with your loved ones. Thank you for staying with Mary until the end of the video. I wish your kitchen always has herb bunches that are truly clean, truly fragrant, and warm meals for your family.